You can show I gotta turn off the metronome. Uh, Turn that off, man. What? I said turn that off. But you know what else? Turn me up. Turn me up because, yeah, you can show is back. It's been a while. It's been a while, guys, and I want to say what's up. I have been on my business grind recently, and that's why I haven't been here. Because I've been following opportunities, right? And all of the opportunities that have been coming my way have to do with curating and owning a gallery. So I haven't been painting too much, and I like doing podcasts while I'm painting. But today, I felt God told me to get back into painting and, just hop back in. And I thought, man, it's about time I come back and say what's up. So, yeah, here we are. And I think what I want to talk about, just especially at the beginning, is the morning I had. I'm very thankful for, because it didn't start off as I wanted, right? I woke up pretty good mood, and my girlfriend Karen and I started doing a 1 hour of prayer, worship, just an hour time spending with Jesus in the morning. And while I was spending this hour, I started thinking about the fact that I really only have 2 weeks until I said my show was going to start. The show that, when I'm saying, I've been working on business, well, that's what I've been preparing. And the guy I'm working with just hasn't signed the lease yet. And it's pretty tough because I can't, do the process for them. I've asked many times. And I simply have to kind of be just in a state of waiting, which I hate. I like to just go and work. Why waste my time? But unfortunately, I have to wait on them to do it. And I have been waiting, but now that there's only 2 weeks left, it's pretty hard to plan a show if you only have 2 weeks in advance and you have all those moving parts. So, there's still time for me to do it, and I can do it, and God will bring me through. And that's why I've been spending so much time, worshiping today and all this stuff. And I got to keep myself in check here, because as I talk about it, it's making me feel a little uneasy again, because damn, where's I hope the show works out. But that is not what I came here to talk about today. What I came here to talk about today with you guys is just the process of taking yourself from a mindset that sucks and is super negative to one that's positive. And I partially want to outline this for myself, just because it's good to keep record of when you do something that you're proud of. But secondly, I also want to share with you guys, because I've honestly been, for a super, super long time, working on how to actually control my thoughts and control my head, because my brain loves to move at a fast pace and it loves to just run around. But sometimes it has trouble slowing down. So, for the past few years, I've really just been working on, hey, let's teach yourself how to focus here. Let's actually control your brain. Let's actually be able to take yourself out of brain patterns, because in the past I've had thought loops that I haven't been able to let go of, and they've really just been super annoying. But as of late, I've been getting way better at letting go of those thought loops. So praise the Lord for that. And I want to just break it down a little bit, talk about, hey, how does that happen to getting out of, or let me rephrase that. How do you get out of being in a mindset that stinks and isn't beneficial? That's simple. Simple, but not easy, just like following the Lord. So it took a while. It took hours for me to really get out of that mindset. And, the mindset first came in when I was praying, because I just started thinking about all of these worries as I was praying to the Lord. And, I spent a long time in prayer this morning, and I was praying that He could help me to just relax. And, I didn't relax there in the moment. That's for sure. But it came. And it came with going on a walk. One of my favorite things to do. Just go on a walk and think and let my mind process and just be in silence, just be in peace. I wasn't in silence this time. I was listening to worship music, but that's even better. So I was walking, listening to worship music, praying, just saying, hey, Lord, I think You want me to find some other possible ventures or business plans here that, allow me to not have to rely so much on this one kid. And, speaking practically, that's one of the most important things. If you're in a bad headspace, then you gotta grab it head on and say, okay, what's causing me to be in this headspace, and what are some things that would ameliorate the pains that I'm feeling? So it was pretty simple, this one, right? Because I'm in a bad headspace, because I'm anxious about the show that I'm gonna have, and I am anxious that the deal might not happen. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to address it head on, and I need to say, okay, if the show doesn't happen, then is it the end of the world? No, it's not. And are there other things I can do to make money besides this one? Yes, there are. So, if you're in a bad headspace right now, or listen to this when you are, as I might even do for myself, I think, okay, 1, what is the issue? 2, are there any steps I can take to solve the issue right now? If so, do them. 3, if not, are there any things I can do to replace the issue, right? Because you want to essentially take the thing that's making you feel bad and replace it with something that is more constructive. Like, if I was having trouble with self-esteem, I would say, okay, can I replace the negative self-talk that I'm giving myself right now with positive, constructive self-talk? Things like that. You just got to get at the issue right at the core. So that's fire. And, speaking about self-esteem, right now my self-esteem feels pretty good. It didn't this morning, but right now it feels pretty good. And I think one of the things that has happened for me is just I've spent so much time working on self-esteem and where self-esteem comes from and how to keep it up and keep it going and things like that I've come to a place where when it gets really low, I have the tools to work through it. But that's not why I brought it up. I wanted to bring it up because I wanted to shout out my girlfriend. She is so dope, and when I feel some type of low self-esteem, I just listen to her voice and the things that she says about me, and boom, there we go. I feel that much better right away. So shout out to her. She'll probably listen, which is cool. She has a really cool podcast too, which I like. And yeah, there's something about spending a long time working on your own self-esteem such that eventually you attract someone else who has high self-esteem, and then they help you when you feel down. And that's why I brought her up too, is because it's reaping what I've been sowing. You know, I've been working for a long time on lust, for a long time on that slippery virtue of lust, which is so hard to conquer. But, you know, thanks to the Lord, I conquered porn. Haven't watched it in forever. And, you know, I conquered just going around having sex for no reason. Haven't done that in forever. And I've just been praying for a godly woman. And, you know, God thankfully brought her to me. So, man, just talking about that right now is making me think of reaping and sowing in other categories. Because right now, you know, the reason that I was worried this morning is because I was afraid that I wasn't going to reap what I've been sowing about my work. And I just want to come against that in my own brain and say you are going to reap what you've been sowing in your work. And it's just so good, because what made me think of that was Karen, right? Me entering into a relationship with her is reaping what I sown. And of course that's going to happen in the other categories of life. It would make no sense for it not to. So, you know, this is something that I really need to come and tell myself almost every single day. Just like how I worked on my self-esteem and how I worked on being able to take myself out of a bad headspace, you know, I gotta do the same thing with reaping and sowing, because it's funny, like sometimes I just act as if I won't reap what I sow, as if I was working for no reason, and as if God would ever do that. As if God would ever do that. We serve a good God. We serve a good Father who knows how to give us gifts. So why in the world would he have us waste our labors like that? It doesn't make sense. And the other thing that I've just been really thinking about a lot in terms of reaping and sowing is, you think about fruit. Think about fruit. Every fruit tree ever, when they start growing fruit, after a while that fruit ripens. And not every single tree had fruit that tasted super good, but that's because, you know, it might not have been grown in the right environment or whatever. So, you know, that's that. But every single tree that bears fruit, that fruit does come to maturity, and it does come to a time where you can pick that fruit off the tree for your own goodness and your own nourishment. And that's me. That's what I'm waiting for. You know what I mean? I'm 23, I've been growing this beautiful fruit, I've been growing this beautiful tree for a long time. Because I just go hard. And that fruit's gonna ripen. And that's what I gotta tell myself every single day. You know, I gotta work on that like I worked on coming out of a bad headspace. I gotta work on that every single day, that I will reap what I sow. Time only moves in one direction, right? Time only moves in one direction. So if you're waiting for fruit to ripen, you're sowing. It is going to ripen at some point. That is impossible that it would not. Time only moves in one direction. Therefore, the work you are putting in now will come to fruition. I promise you. And I'm saying that to myself and to everyone who's listening. I promise you, it's impossible for it to not. Imagine a planter plants a tree, right? He plants the tree, and it's an orange tree, and it sits for about 3 to 5 years, and it starts bearing fruit. You know, some fruits come because he's been diligently working at it every day. He's been keeping the soil nice, he's been watering it, really doing his thing. and then the fruit starts growing, and then it just stops. It just stops growing, and it never grows any bigger than it is at that one point. Is that possible? I don't think so, unless, something really crazy happened, like time stopped, or he stopped watching one day and worms infested it, and then the fruit died. But that's not the case, because he's watching the fruit diligently every single day. It's his baby, right? And that's us. That's how we're living. If you're working hard, putting the soil down, watering the plants, getting everything in there, that's you. So trust, and things will be all right. I love you, Lucas. Trust, and things will be okay. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? And then there's another case, right? There's another case that comes into my head of, oh shit, what if there's a tree that is just a bad seed and it never grows any type of fruit, and nothing ever comes of it, and the farmer works on it super hard every single day, and then nothing comes of it. And then I become afraid that that's my life. And I think, dang, that's gonna be me. I'm just gonna work hard. Hardy. And I'm never gonna reap anything, because I'm just one of those kind of trees that doesn't bear any fruit. And that is a true fear in me. I'm straight up. That's what was going through my head when I was describing the tree growing fruit with the farmer. But here's the thing. Maybe 1 out of every, 10 million, 100 million people's lives are just so unlucky that they work hard their whole life and nothing good ever comes to them. But I don't really think that that's even possible, to be honest. And if that was the case for my life, then I wouldn't be where I am right now. You know what I mean? Lucas? People listening? Yes, I do know what I mean. What I mean is that I've been making money this entire year since graduation on my own, doing shows, not getting a job, just staying with myself, working hard, and sewing into art. And it's been bearing fruit. So how ignorant would it be of me to essentially put myself into the same boat as the tree that starts growing fruit, and then the fruit just pauses, even though the planter keeps working on it every single day, and the sun's coming up and it's raining every once in a while, and the soil is beautiful and it's getting all the nutrition it needs. It just stops growing. That's literally not possible. So if you're with me right now, I'm getting all worked up. Just think to yourself and take a deep breath and eat some hummus, and just know that you will bear fruit that will ripen, because you're good. And you're good, and you're good. Bappe. Mbappe, baby. Ba-da-da-bip. It's time for facts. Ayuka's facts. Big facts. Sax, tracks, racks, max. So today, I've got a very interesting fact that I learned from Karen. She told me that in Ghana, people have their middle name based on the day in the week that they were born. So there's a name for boys and girls for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every single day, they just have their middle name as the day on which they were born. And I think it's the name for Thursday. I could be tripping. Might be Saturday, but for men, Kwame means either Thursday or Saturday. And it's also the same in Swahili as it is in Ghana. I think the language is tree. So that's a cool fact. I didn't know that. I got a new hat. Baby got back. Ribs with barbecue sauce, not dry rub. So that's it for today, y'all. If any of y'all, want more advice on how to get yourself out of a thought loop, how to get yourself out of a bad state of mind, just hit me up. Because I love that kind of stuff. I love helping people. Cheese.